All right, boys and girls, it's Miss Keening here. Go ahead and pause the video to retrieve your items that you need for your lesson today in spelling, reading, and language. The first thing you will need is your spelling list 20. The next thing that you will need is your reading fluency sheet. The third thing that you will need is this particular verb sheet, this one. And lastly, a sheet of notebook paper, a journal, or a tablet, something that you can write on, so paper and pencil. All right, boys, let's go ahead and say our spelling words. The words that have the long I sound is what we've been focusing on first, then our oral vocabulary, as well as our high frequency words. All right, so let's go ahead and pause the video and say all of your words in Spelling List 20 aloud. We have been working with the long I sound, and the rule that we have been using is when there are two vowels in a word, the first one says its own name. And yesterday I used the example like in 5, you say I've, and the E is silent. That is still the case with words like bike, climb, crime, dime, drive, fine, glide, hide, kite. Words like that. So boys and girls, I'm going to turn my card over and I want you to pause the video and practice saying these words. How fast can you read all of these words? Making sure I have it, we can see. Pause the video and read these words. All right, boys and girls, the rest of your spelling lists are focused on high frequency words, where you should be able to say, use in a sentence, as well as write a sentence using them to connect to your real life, and your oral vocabulary words, you are to be able to define them. All right, so we're going to look at those high frequency words as well as your oral vocabulary. You have green, green. Describe the pea pod. What color is it? And what is inside? Grow, grow. Describe the sunflowers. How big do they grow? Grow. Pretty, pretty. What pretty colors do you see? Pretty. Should, should. Tell how you know someone is planting a seed. Which seed do you think the person should plant? Together, together. Tell what mother and son do together. Together. Water, water. What do you think the family is doing with the water? Water. All right, and these are your oral vocabulary words. What I am going to do is I'm going to hold them up and I want you to practice just saying them really quickly. All right, and then we are going to define them. All right, so on your mark, get set. Let's see if you can go as quick as I move. Did you keep up? Good. All right, boys and girls, I want you to pause the video and use your notebook to write down the definition of each of your oral vocabulary words. Bloom. When flowers open, they bloom. Grasped, held tightly. Assist, to help. Sprout. When seeds sprout, they grow. They begin to grow. Spied, notice or saw. So go ahead and pause the video and write down the definitions of these words. All right, boys and girls, make sure you are saying your reading fluency story to someone for 60 seconds. Parents, make sure you are using a different color every day to mark out words that the kids miss. I had a question yesterday. Someone asked me, so if the timer is counting down and they have already read to 68, what your child would do if the timer is still running is to start over again, and you will add 68 to whatever they stopped. And don't forget, to count the missed words only one time. You do not have to upload a picture of this sheet until you are done. We will be done with this sheet on Thursday. Okay? Again, you do not have to upload this sheet until we are done on Thursday. Yesterday, I enjoyed sharing that read aloud with you. From a lot of you, I was sharing the read aloud because the story was unavailable online. So what I have decided to do is share another story, kind of like how I shared it yesterday. This story is really like informational text. It's really informational text. You know what informational text is? Informational texts tell about real stories, real people, real things that happen in real life. They're real. All right, so we're going to read How Plants Grow. But what I'm going to do, kind of a little different than yesterday, I will read it and then I will show you a picture of it. And once I show you a picture of it, if you need to pause the video and reread it, by all means, scholars, do what you have to do to get your education online. All right, the story is called How Plants Grow. We're going to connect it to our essential question. I showed that too fast, but I wasn't ready for you to pause and read. How plants grow. I'm going to connect it to the essential question. How do plants change when they grow? How do plants change when they grow? Our reading lesson has seemed somewhat like a science lesson, huh? We have been talking about growing plants. All right, so here's the story. How plants grow. A plant's life began as a seed. Inside the seed is a new little plant. When the seed is planted, a root grows down in the soil. The root holds the seed in the soil. It takes in water too. The stem grows up from the seed. When it pops out of the soil, it is called a sprout. Green leaves grow on the stem. The leaves have a big job. They make food for the plant to live. The leaves use water, sunlight, and air to make food. What happens after a seed is planted? Pause the video and tell me tell someone what happens after a seed is planted. Over time, blossoms pop up on the plant. These blossoms are the plant's flower, They can grow into a fruit such as a pumpkin. Many fruits can grow on one plant vine. Inside the fruit are seeds, and these seeds can be used to grow new plants. On this page I'm reading, there is a tomato plant, and it has fully grown. The tomatoes are ready to eat. So look at the diagram. What parts of the plants do you see? What key details have I read to you so far? Pause the video and talk about the key details that I have read to you so far. If you need to go back and rewind the video to go and look and reread for yourself, please do so. What part of a plant does the diagram show on page 49? What parts of a plant does the diagram show on page 49? All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that story. Go back and review the story as many times as you need to. I have one more question concerning the story. What word in the selection help you understand what blossoms are? What words in the selection help you understand what blossoms are? What words in the selection tell what flowers do? What words in the selection tell what flowers do? All right. So as you go back and reread this story for yourself and answer these questions aloud, you will learn more and more how we have connected to our essential questions.